Yes guys, welcome back to another Starfield video of mine. I'm your host African Gamer, and as you can see today, we are back in New Atlantis, hoping to talk to the higher-ups regarding the imminent Terramorph attack. Last time we left it, we were discussing this particular issue with our dear friend Dr. Walker. So without me saying too much, please like and subscribe, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's do this. Now, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it should be this way. And she should be waiting for us in front of the building. Yeah, there she is.
Captain, over here. The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Wow.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians.
Yikes.
And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Jesus. Wow, that's a lot to unpack, man. Yeah, I think that's the right one.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Yep, that's an interesting question.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included.
Okay.
Where the name Red Devils came from.
That makes sense.
It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Nice.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Well,
Sounds like our cue.
let's go talk to the cabinet.
Been up there, huh? Space?
Up we go. Ooh, look at this.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno-Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice Archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor. That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act?
Ooh, calm down, people.
50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Yes.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Exactly.
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information.
I don't care what you think,
However,
Sarah.
if that's the path forward you prefer, then...
Doing what's best.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point.
See?
doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention.
Yep.
An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
Stuff's about to go down.
At the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Of course.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
First of all,
Let's get down there.
I need to do hang on. Where exactly? No, that's fine. Okay. Should be this way. Hey, the loading.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
Have to equip this weapon. It's the only non-lethal weapon that you're allowed to fire on the citizens, because they're already brainwashed by the Terramorphs. Let's see. Guess I can put it. Yeah, it's fine.
Now hit her with everything.
What the hell? Look at this cheese.
Looks like we're in the clear.
I think one more should be enough. Yep. She's out now. Stay down, buddy. Yep. And you.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before.
See?
They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Well, you better keep that EM weapon loaded then. Now let's move.
Matt's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Right. Time to take down some terramorphs. This should be fun. And the loading continues. That's my only gripe with this game. Okay, that was much faster.
My God, no time to waste, Captain.
Evacuation order
Boots in the
has been
dirt.
issued for the spaceport district.
What the?
All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
That was weird.
You might back up.
And there it is. Should I use the sniper? Jesus Christ. It's not even doing anything. I need my mag shear. Oh, that's one down. Plenty of more to go. Oh, look at this. Whoa, what was that? Hang on, there's more of them. Jesus, is that the...
It's going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. You have to put down that form.
What the? Okay, that one's dead. What exactly is happening to me? Okay, nothing. I'm still fine. Uh-huh. Should be another one here. There you are. Ooh. Not this time, buddy. And you're out. Pretty sure there's one more.
Nice work, Captain.
Oh,
It's over.
okay.
Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we could...
Damn, the magshare is quite OP. And, pretty sure I'm playing it on the... Yep. The magshare is OP. It's Sergeant Yumi.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Right. Think we should go back. Wow. Those things, they damage, eh?
Attention. The spaceport has been
Look at the spaceport.
Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
And, guessing we take the elevator here. We need to talk to her.
Those people are getting treated now. Don't know what would have happened if you hadn't shown up when you did.
Yes. Let's hear what these guys have to say.
They said you're free to come and go.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how... Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have some respect, will you?
What?
President of the colonies you're addressing?
No, you two were in the right. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now,
I was just trying to joke, man. Come on.
Clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As
Nice.
soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Oh boy. Wow. That's big.
The very next item on my list. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC.
Nice.
Credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us, we can open that door. I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy Maclntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
You've got the cabinet's full backing to prevent
Nice.
attacks. Understand?
Anyway, guys, I'll leave it here for now.
I'm gonna go check with Chief Engineer Kulkarni.
Join me on the next episode as we become, how should I put it, an ambassador for the UC. Peace, guys. I'll see you on the next one.